agenda to be submitted for publishing in the official newspapers as well as district and municipal offices on May 17th, 2024. This meeting may be recorded for subsequent public broadcast. Please rise for the flag salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Jesse Vaughn.
Here.
John Tiger's not here. Chelsea Stoll not here. Charlene Molnar not here. Chris Dexter not yet. Jamie Armando.
Here.
Kathleen Adam.
Here.
Caitlin Fredo.
Here.
Mandy Joust here. Okay, so we have recognitions and presentations. We'll go on through to the special awards. So congratulations to Greg Simons and Ruth Ann Fry. They're Frankfurt's Teachers of the Year. That's great. Wonderful. Great choices. Superintendent and principal section.
All right, so we were able to honor Greg and Ruth Ann this past Friday. Mr. Sylvester and myself went with them and their spouses to Corona Farms for the Sussex County recognition. So it was really nice to see a lot of familiar faces there. I think it's worth noting too that I know one of Kittatinny's Teacher of the Year is a Frankfurt resident, Mr. Micah. Of course, we have the reigning Sussex County Teacher of the Year there as well. We had Mrs.
Hotalling.
Her kids go here, so there's a deep.
She's doing big things. Though.
Yeah, she really is.
Charlene Molnar was Sparta Middle School
Charlene Molnar.
Teacher of the Year.
Yeah, so
Frankfurt was really represented.
Yeah, Frankfurt roots, which was a really cool thing to see.
Thumbs up.
Yeah.
Mrs. Gushy was Creedence.
Yeah, she's Creedence.
Yeah.
So like legitimately, Frankfurt parents.
Frankfurt's
the
place to be.
Very cool.
I want to mention the recent performance of the play. That was phenomenal. I mean, obviously, I had a small piece in it, and that was my first.
You were the star.
That was my. Believe it or not, that was the first time I was ever in a play, so I was terrified.
Debut.
I was terrified.
Never seen anyone open a tray.
Oh my God! Thank you. But no, just to see what actually goes into a play was really eye-opening, to me, just like from the start to, the finish, the rehearsals that we had, just the hard work of the kids and obviously the dedicated staff that we have here, in the theater and, music departments. To see that all come together was just a really cool thing. And, to add a little extra excitement on Friday night, the power decided to go out about 5 minutes before the show was about to start, but luckily it came back on and we were able to start the show at 7:30. So we got through it. So that was a really good thing. Then so many exciting things have happened. We've had the Teacher Appreciation Week. We're currently in, recognizing art. Thank you, I know, to the PTA for all the great things that they've done for our staff and for our teachers and continue to do obviously throughout the year, but just the daily themes for our teachers was just, phenomenal. The administration wanted to do something for the teachers and we couldn't, fit it in last week. So today actually, we gave the teachers a little special treat. In the teachers' room, we did some made-to-order omelets, pancakes, and breakfast sandwiches.
That's good for babies.
So that was really fun. I think I could speak for Dave and Janine that we really had a blast and had a great time just making everybody food and interacting.
Food?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You cooked?
Oh,
Hold on a second.
Legit.
Kevin, Mr. Newman's omelet making skills was far and above anything I've ever seen.
What did you make?
I just made simple pancakes. This guy was crushing omelets. It's impressive.
Well, I thank you. I appreciate that.
So cool.
Yeah. So that was good. Looking ahead, we only have a little over a month left of school, but as you can see by all these upcoming events, and we still have a lot of good things happening and coming out to finish the year strong. So that's my report.
Awesome.
Yep.
Do you have a report, Mr. Sylvester?
We did start a book blast. It's a fundraiser for our students to add to their libraries. I know we're doing the $1 a book fundraiser as well, to buy a book.
Yeah.
is running simultaneously. We'll try to work that schedule out, but we wanted to get this in because it's a good opportunity for any and all of our students to receive upwards of 10 books, depending on how the school as a whole does a fundraiser. So that started today. We are wrapping up state testing for the middle school, and I think 4th grade or 3rd grade ends next week.
Yes.
This week is math, tomorrow, Wednesday and Thursday. 4th grade math is this week as well, and then 3rd grade is
Right.
ELA and math next week. So we'll wrap up testing that way. We have Camp Mason coming up, which is our annual longest running tradition in the state of New Jersey for outdoor rec.
60 years.
60 years, the kids are super excited, so that'll be fun. We have LEAD coming up, our LEAD presentation, our LEAD graduation through the Sussex County Sheriff's Office. So that should be good on that last Friday in May. And then we have the 8th grade dance that is coming up on May 31st.
Are they still looking for chaperones?
They definitely are still looking for chaperones. Anybody who doesn't have an 8th grader, if you wanna come hang out in Frankfurt's gym and have some punch and enjoy some killer
It's gonna
tunes.
be in the gym for the rest of the time.
Yes.
They're not gonna go off-site again, so it'll always be in the gym.
That was a lot.
I went off.
Yeah. So, that's all we got from the middle school.
Great. Motion to open public comment.
Second.
Really, you Kate?
I was just letting them have some fun. I have a public comment, but I'm not sure if it's relevant to any of the actual agenda items, so is that a different time?
Well, you can speak it now because I
Um,
hate for you to sit through the whole.
Thanks. I just wanted to comment on the importance of preschool, and I think it was something that Frankfurt had at one time, and I know it's just such a huge cost, so I'm sure it has a lot to do with why it might not be here anymore. But then I also saw an agenda item that was like $4,000. Does that, how does that work?
We have a prepaid,
Right. So we have an AM and a PM preschool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
the cost is $4,000 a year,
So
but
just
I
not
think you
a free
pay over the
preschool.
10 months,
Correct.
right?
I wrote up a little thing that I would like to share just about the importance of early intervention and preschool. I taught kindergarten for 8 years. I now teach middle school. So I just feel like early intervention is so important, and I feel like it's hard for families to access it if they're not in the school system. And something just as simple as like speech, for example, if you catch that early, it's something that doesn't necessarily need that much intervention. Whereas if you don't catch it till the end of kindergarten, sometimes it can then cost years of services, which costs a lot more money and is a lot harder for the child. So I just think it's something that's really important. And I just also, public preschool raises college enrollment, increases high school graduation rates, increases number of students who take SATs, decreases behavior issues, which I know is not a huge issue at Frankfurt, but also links to less absenteeism and provides early intervention services, which increases student success in school. So I don't know that you need this, but I did write this up and made copies for everyone, so.
Thank you.
Thank you, that's great, thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, I'm sorry, what was your name again?
Oh, I'm Brienne Stevenson. I
Uh-huh.
think my kids on here, do you want one?
Sure. Thank you.
Thank you. We appreciate you coming.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Very
Thank
cool.
you very much.
You're welcome, thank you. Not like timed or anything?
Looks like
Well,
Used
3
to
minutes,
it.
but.
Clock, yeah,
Yes, we can.
okay, thank you.
You put in a lot of time in this, so I might as well let you talk.
Thank you. Any other public comment? Mrs. Eckert, would you like a tennis court?
Oh, yeah, that'd be great.
Motion to close
Pancakes were
pub,
great today.
oh,
Rest of the great coffee pancakes.
motion to close public comment.
Motion.
Second,
So we have the board committee section, there's communications and public relations, so they have on here, all of the activities going on, you can read on your agenda what's coming up. Just highlighting that there's the FTEA cereal race, so send cereal in with your kids. Summer enrichment, clothing drive is, this Saturday, so feel free to, clean out your closets and get that going. DSP Showcase is a big one, 6 to 8 p.m. on May 29th. Those students work extremely hard to put on those presentations, so that's another Not on, next board meeting is June 9th, but not on here, because it's later. Graduation is June 19th at the fairgrounds. No tickets required, anyone can come. I think it's Caitlin, Charlene, and John handing out diplomas this year.
Chris too, right? Or was that next year?
Not
Next year.
Next year.
Yeah, he's 7th grade. Policy and curriculum, we have some policy reviews in the second reading for orientation and training of board members, and then state and federal funds, so those policies are being updated. Mr. Lassard, can you talk about the interactive flat panel displays?
We are, probably add a little bit,
Yeah.
but we're
Oh,
planning
sorry,
with
I
our REAP SRSA, so it's a small rural schools grant, we're gonna be using a little bit of that money to start the process of slowly putting these screens like we have over here into the classrooms versus replacing active boards.
Yeah, and it's good too because something I did in my previous district using those funds, because the smart boards that we currently have, the overhead projectors,
Were you pointing to one in this room?
Yeah.
it's in the back.
Yeah.
Ah,
One right here,
yeah.
you can't say it.
I looked.
Wasn't that a
I
loader?
looked.
So we demoed it.
Yeah,
So
that's
we
it.
demoed both of them, yeah, and we demoed them hard, and
They held up?
yeah, we like them a lot, and so the mentality is rather than replacing the smart boards or the projector that, so now this is mobile, you can put it anywhere in the classroom, there's no more traditional front of the classroom if the teacher wants to move it to the side or the back, like what works for everybody, it's mobile, it's easy, it's web-based, it's interactive, you can
How
hook
many are
your-
we getting?
So, I mean, probably like depending on the funds, like the goal is to get at least 4 a year.
Yeah.
Yep, 4 a year.
How do you decide which teacher gets them?
So that's the thing. I had a few teachers reach out to me. They wanted to house a few of them in their classrooms for a day or two. Absolutely, test them out. Let us know your thoughts. So they're always available if anybody wants to bring them to their classroom now.
So they can go from
To
different
demo,
class
the
to
demo.
class?
Right. Yeah. So and they have so many more capabilities. Dave and I had the training. Like once we get more of them and in a consistent, brand in, and we, can have a rep come in to do a staff training. That's also on the horizon as well. Just
Should
so
that be a
everybody's-
part of like the August?
Probably not this August, but moving forward or as needed. Like they'd be happy to do I'm sure a half an hour or
Right,
an hour on a staff meeting day if we wanted them to do that.
awesome.
Yep. So that's the plan there.
Finance, physical plant transportation,
Okay, so we are applying for a COPS SBPP, that's Stop Violence, I can't remember the whole acronym anymore.
Stopping violence.
Anyhow, it funds school security measures for schools, so it's a 75% funded, 25% local fund, federal grant. Can't really talk too much about it because it all has to do with the security updates, I can't talk about them in public. But we're looking to apply for about $100,000 grant for updates for our lockdown system.
so then local funding would provide 25,000?
25%, yeah, so about 25,000, that would be
But so does that mean we would have $125,000 in that bucket?
No,
Oh.
we'd be getting 75,
Oh,
we'd be
okay.
paying the other 25, and I would need to make it work next year, but we have some savings expected, so unexpected savings planned, so that should be able to cover that.
Okay.
Sewer study update, I received the draft last week from Kleinfelder for the sewer study. I went through it real quick, I had some more questions for them, once I get those, I'm gonna send it out to the committee that's been meeting for the sewer study. Total estimated cost for the project, about 6.8 million. What they say is the Frankfurt school centric portion of it is about 4.7 million. They had a lot of scenarios as far as locations for the pump station.
I thought we thought 1.5 million, so I'm like,
Yeah, that's a big.
There's a lot of engineering involved, but yeah, it's very, it's not cheap, to say
do
the
you have $5
least.
million
Is this with
for us, Mr. Lassard?
And
Yeah.
did they tell you about any grants that were?
Well, that's the thing, they still don't have is all of the answers as far as funding and grant dollars.
Oh, so we
That's
know
just the total cost.
Total cost, we don't know about the
But
grants
it's
yet.
still it's still to be
So you
determined
said total
what
cost
grants and
6.8
8
million.
million for
is available.
sewer, 4.7 million for Frankfurt.
So that was one of my questions, cause they say, it says, okay, here's the cost, here's the school's cost. So, of that, which doesn't necessarily, there's no clarification as to what that means. I'm
Right.
just assuming that's all the work that's strictly for getting the school connected. Because the sewer study was being determined as to not just service the school, but also service the school as well as the remaining
Area.
site,
Right.
service
Mhm.
area.
Was it
For
figured
Frankfurt.
out like who's gonna take actual ownership of it?
No, and that does have
That's still-
scenarios, cause that also affects funding opportunities and how it gets managed, and then how that affects costs on the back end, depending on who owns it.
Yeah.
Whether it's MUA, whether it's Frankfurt, or if the school manages it, things like that, so.
What about the church? Can't the church don't they get,
Tax write-off.
yeah, or like, I don't know.
Well,
Nonprofit.
they're tax exempt anyhow, but they.
No, but I mean, like, wouldn't they get like, I don't know. You know how we said, oh, well, there was like a stipend pay for the person who maintains it and gets that sort of, I don't know.
I mean, well, the church, one of the scenarios is possibly locating some of the equipment on church property, but that's still to be determined, but
Right.
that's part of more of the clarifications we'll ask once we can
When we
meet
have the
with
next meeting.
yeah, with Kleinfeld.
Yeah, when do you anticipate scheduling a sewer meeting?
I'm guessing it would be over the summer. You know, we'll have to find a date that works for everyone, either in June or in the summer,
Okay,
most likely. So, mark your calendars for your favorite date.
For Zoom.
I just said, are we having a
Zoom?
July meeting? You're like, no,
How about
no,
Zoom?
Oh, great, we could have.
I didn't say that.
Roof project, change order.
Okay, roof project change order. So we have the change order from Duga Construction to do the additional section at the firewall between B and C wings. So we had to do a little bit more work for making sure that joint is sealed up. And it's gonna go about 14 feet over onto C wing. But this is about the max we can do with the grant. So we have that change order that should be getting done over the summer, and hopefully this is completed by the time we return, other than punch list items waiting for the final payments on the grant. So that's good. Last item I have in here, so for the bills list, since we don't have a scheduled meeting in July, we usually need one board member volunteer to come and review the bills list, the bill payments, so we can set on time.
I can do it. I've
Do
done
that?
it before, yeah, it's easy.
I will note that, that'll get updated
Thank
on
you,
the resolution and the actual consent. That's all I have at this time.
Alright, so school safety, we had our bus evacuation drill completed April 29th, in the Frankfurt parking lot at 8:20 a.m. All bus routes were involved and supervised by Mr. Lassard, Mr. Bensimer, Mr. Kurdish, Mr. Sylvester, the New Jersey State Police and the bus duty staff. So that's great. Perfect.
Very well.
Personnel, will be an executive session, just to update everyone, we had a personnel committee meeting, prior to this. So we can go over all the personnel items. That brings us to executive session. Motion?
Second. Third.
So sorry, we just have like,
How long, not long,
10 minutes.
10 minutes.
Yeah, real quick.
Ten.
Real quick.
Chat speech therapy, is that the same as this year or something different?
Same, yeah.
Okay, alright, great. Okay, and same thing with J&T Therapy LLC,
Same.
same as this year, okay. I did have a question about the, sorry, just have to go back and find it. The shared services. The shared services for both curriculum and I saw for,
Facilities?
yes. How's that gonna work, or what's the,
So, we were just talking about that, so, am I allowed to say who it's with, or is it not fully signed yet?
No.
Not fully signed.
They're not fully signed yet, Mrs. Eckert, but we're happy to talk to you about that on June 9th when you come back.
okay, you can't talk about how anticipated, not who it is, but how it's gonna play out? Like how it's gonna be shared?
No, I think.
I can't until we,
Details.
Alright.
yeah.
We can, I mean, during the August in-service meeting, I mean, at that time, we could go into full detail with the full staff if the staff's interested. But I think for this time, we just wanna make sure that everything's, buttoned up and signed, legally before we discuss it publicly, if you will.
Alright, but by the June meeting, would it be done then?
Maybe.
We hope.
We anticipate that it will,
Okay,
but
All right.
can't guarantee that.
okay, all right, thank you.
You're welcome. Any other public comments?
Motion to close.
Second.
All right, other items in good of the order. So we're gonna discuss the 75th anniversary of Frankfurt Township School. With who?
So we just wanted to bring it to the board's attention because next school year will be the 75th anniversary of Frankfurt Township School. So we just wanted to start talking about it now, making the community aware, the board aware, because we
Are we
hate,
doing something big?
well, that's what we want to talk about. What do we want to do? Do we want to do anything? Or what are we thinking?
How much money do we have?
Yes,
Jumping out of the cave.
right. So just to put it on everybody's radar, we don't have to like decide now, but just to make everyone aware that it will be the 75th year of Frankfurt Township School.
And
And
that's amazing.
Don't we have a time capsule somewhere? Or
Yes.
is that the
do.
100?
Yeah.
2001.
Chris loves
But in
that.
the cornerstone, right
You don't
here.
recommend opening it?
Well, it's not, you don't open it for another 25 years.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's a
it's for the-
hundred.
100, right?
2001,
Yes,
it was reopened, it was.
because I remember that.
50, it was closed,
So, that's why I was
2001, it was reopened.
We
Here
opened
in 25 years, I don't expect you to be very excited what you see in there. But when the last one was opened, I wasn't here, but I was told it was kind
What
of
was in there, Mrs. Eckert?
deteriorating.
It had like all kind of fallen, it was really wet and stuff that got in there and
It
stuff.
had all kind of what?
Wet and.
Oh,
Yeah,
I thought you said phones. All
Wasn't
kind of
exactly what it
phones. I was
was.
like,
It was
what?
before their time.
Yeah.
Cell phones
wasn't-
somehow got
it
there
wasn't-
25 years ago. Yeah.
This
Right.
one's sealed, but then the previous the facilities manager cemented it into the cavity, so it'll be
Oh.
pretty hard to get out.
That'll be fun. Everyone
You got
bring a
a jackhammer?
sledgehammer? I do.
Okay, so our next,
Oh, yeah, I have something that,
okay,
not to that.
let me just get to it. Yeah, so our next meeting is on June 9th, and we're gonna be there, Kelly Mitchell from the School Board Association is gonna be going there. So you should have an email, board members, with the self-evaluation, and then, I don't know if you got it yet, but it's a superintendent evaluation, did you guys get it?
I
did.
Okay, so I had to open mine and start it, I think, in order for you guys to get it, so I'm glad you guys all got it. And then your annual governance training, Mr. Lassard should have sent you an email if you haven't done it yet. Please complete it. Kate.
I was just gonna say that last week I went to the Sussex County School Board Association meeting at the Newton Country Club where they had a presentation by Frankfurt's Mary Hataling. She
Nice.
presented to all of the people that were present. It was one of the largest meetings that I've ever gone to and that the Sussex County School Board Association has ever seen. They swore in the new officers for the new year, which includes President Wayne Dunn, he already was, First Vice President Ray Morris from Newton, and then the others, I can give you their names if you're interested. We did get a couple of updates. One update that I thought was particularly interesting was regarding state legislature right now, that the governor is really looking into cell phone policies. And like, essentially, apparently the governor wants schools to be completely cell phone free. So we might be seeing something come out in the near future regarding cell phone policies based on a state level. And then they've discussed some changes that are happening to special education aid, which, are you guys familiar? I'm sure you've probably heard about that, right? And then Kelly Mitchell also spoke, and I think that it would be fun for us to look into the idea of possibly becoming like a certified board. And getting members of our board to be certified board members. There's recognitions that we can get and that Kelly Mitchell can do for us. They also.
What exactly does that mean?
I think it's just like it's kind of like a title you get, and you get like a certificate saying it, but it's based
What
off
do
of
you do?
training. You have to do a certain number.
Certain
Right,
number
you have to
trainings,
attend, like, there are different levels, for board members, and then when you get enough board members, then I think you can become a certified board. But things like going to workshop, you have to attend workshop, you have to attend a certain number of county meetings, a certain number of other trainings that are offered. And ultimately just makes us better prepared to like do the job that we are here to do. And so speaking of the workshop from last year, they're doing a virtual version of that workshop of the conference from last year, and you can get credit for that by attending virtually. So that's something
When is
to think about, May 30th. And then on June 6th, there's also an AI conference that's available to us if anyone has interest in learning about AI more. And then as you mentioned already, workshop in October.
if anyone is interested.
Do you plan on going all the days?
No, I'm going, I was able to get my school to let me go for 2 days. So I will be there for 2 days, yeah.
Nice.
And I think that's all I got. Thank you.
Thank you for your
Thank you.
update.
Thank you.
Anybody else have any items for the good of the order?
No motion.
Motion to
closed.
adjourn.
Second.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's good.